So, what we got going today here, my name's John, and the van that we are working on is Itzy. And what today I'm going to show you on the video is that I'm finishing up the bed. We put a slider bed in, and we need to put some kind of straps or something so the sliders had something to run onto when they reach the edge of the bed where it supports the weight. And what I did was, I thought of many ways to do it, but the easiest and the lightest way, without adding too much more weight into the van, was I bought some aluminum, I think it's just hanger brackets that they hang vents and basements with, and I cut strips of it. The problem though, it comes all rolled up in a coil and I need it to be flat. So I take the pieces of strips of metal to start out with, and I've been cutting them with the tin snips, sticking a screw through the metal so I can put the two pieces together with a screw. And a clamp, because I want to keep the metal as close together as possible. So when I pound it together, which is going to get really noisy here, it flattens out this piece of metal. Almost flat. There's still little wrinkles in there. So if you're wondering where I got that idea from, I had an old friend who would make swords out of Harley Davidson chains off of motorcycles. This long-haired biker guy, and he would melt them chains nice and straight, and then he'd take a hammer and start banging them out, making the metal come together. But anyways, that's how I thought of this idea of doing this with these straps, and it was cheap. Didn't cost me any more than $10 and some duct tape to make this. One screw in there to hold it. Once you get the tape on there nice and firmly, there was a little bit of extra tape with the duct tape. Pull that off. Put that on the bottom side of it just to hold it together, the straps. And that's it. It's a flat piece of metal that's going to act as a slider for my wooden frame on my bed. I'll show you in the van. So I made the strips in the garage that are designed for the bed to slide on, and now I'm going to install them onto the frame of the bed. And they're just going to be little 3/4 inch screws, because it's just all it is for the bed to slide on these things back into its spot. Imagine I'd want these on here as tight and flat as possible, because the wood slats slide across this. We have got the straps fastened to our bed. I made sure when I put them on that they're nice and tight and flat. And here's our slider in the front of our bed. And like I said, what was happening before was there was no support when the sliders were pulled all the way out. So when we pushed them in before, they would fall down because it was this open space until they get over to the edge where they finally rest for our bench and the support. Well, it just slides in. But the sliding beds, they always take a little bit of wiggling around because you got these pieces of wood that are sliding in between other pieces of wood, and some of them are bent, they're not straight because of the wood itself. Okay, now that we're done with the bed, our next project that we'll most likely be working on are our walls. I've got one piece of our barnyard siding that we're going to put on that's going to go up to here, but that's going to be our next project, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching.